Hi there. My name is Robert Hilton, and I'm a farmers insurance agency owner here in Georgetown, Texas. Today we're going to talk about the topic of life insurance and how do we estimate the need of life insurance in your household. Oftentimes we have this to be a very arbitrary number, 250,000, 500,000, with really no rhyme or reason on how we determine that. Well, here at our agency we like to use a very easy mathematical equation. We use the acronym of LIFE, L-I-F-E. It stands for loans, income, final expenses, and then education. Now, loans is all of the debt that you might carry in your household, whether it be your mortgage, it's going to be your auto loans, maybe it will be your credit card debt, things of that nature. So we're going to put that number in this column right here. We're going to round it, and we're just going to say 200,000 for this case example. Now, when it comes to income replacement, which is really the foundation for life insurance, it's easy to determine the amount of years that you want to replace your income by two very easy factors. Number one, it could be you take the age of your youngest child and then you figure out how many years they're still dependent on you, and then that's the amount of years that you want to replace your income. Or, for simplicity, many people like to say 5 or 10 years, 10 being the most common, depending on how old this person is. In this case, we're going to say 10 years, and we'll just say for argument's sake that this person makes $100,000 a year. So in that case, it's $1 million of income replacement as part of this policy. Now, final expenses is very common for people to use $25,000 for final expenses. It's going to be things like burial, it will be travel if that's necessary. And then education. We take the total number of children, we multiply it by the average amount of tuition for a particular student. If we want to send them to a public university, we use 50,000 as a round number. If we want to send them to a private university, we use 100,000. This is going to cover books and tuition and the incidentals and living and so forth. In this case, we say 2 children want to go to public university. That's $100,000 in education need, okay? Now, if we add this up, that's $1,325,000 of insurance that's needed in the household. Now, this line right here stands for current insurance. That's an important one because if I have a, let's just call it a fund, 500,000 that I want to put towards this if something happens, then I'm going to use that number here. Many cases we use the amount of coverage that you have at work. Now, it's very common for a work policy, a group life insurance policy, to max out at 1.5 times your annual salary. So in that case, we're going to take off 150,000 of this need because we already have coverage for that at work. I wouldn't encourage you to cancel your work policy because it's very cost effective and it is an added benefit. Here, then that's going to be 1,175,000 is the gap of life insurance need. And this is what we're going to base our coverage on, is 1,175,000 for this example. Now this next part right here, which is probably the most important part, is what would your monthly budget be for family protection? Now, that's not a loaded question. It very much is a straightforward question saying, let's don't put you in jeopardy here. If you can only afford $100 towards this plan, let's try to find a solution with that. It's not uncommon for us to have people spend $500 or $600 a month on their family protection because they see the value in the investment in their future. Whatever that number is, be assured in our agency, we stick to that number. If you say it's $100, we're going to give you the most coverage that you qualify for that $100. We're not going to say, hey, look, we can't get there, so we're going to have to ask you for another $300. If that's not in your budget, then you simply won't stay with it. Now, once we determine what this amount is right here, then it's very important for us to talk about solutions. The next time that we talk, we're going to cover the difference between term and permanent insurance, and which one of those may be right for you. I can be reached here in Georgetown, 512-864-1719. If you'd like to learn about your specific situation, I do look forward to the chance to help you very soon. Thank you very much for your time. Have a blessed day.